Hello, hello, welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today I'm going to talk to you of another film that I believe is severely underrated, that doesn't get talked about enough. And since this is a Netflix original, hardly any of their work is going to get talked about enough, unless um, spread of mouth. And I'm going to talk about the late Chadwick Boseman's film, Message from the King, starring him, Luke Evans, and Alfred Molina. It's a story about an outsider who travels from Africa to the downskirts of Los Angeles to find out what happened to his sister. And once he does, he takes revenge on those who've ended her life. And this is a revenge thriller, action thriller. It's an independent action film. And it shows a bit. Well, independent films can be expensive. But this is a film where I feel like it's very grounded, gritty, um, realistic to the sense the word, just I think with violence and then certain subject matters they portray in this film. Chadwick Boseman is amazing as Jacob King, a man out to get those who pretty much brutalized her sister, got her involved with some crooked people, and left her brutally disfigured and dead. And when Chadwick Boseman discovers the body of her sister. It's wow. It really shows the brutality and evilness that you can't trust anybody. Um, and what I really liked about this from this film that the film takes place in Los Angeles in LA, but it shows more of the rundown outskirts of LA, and you see people striving to survive, struggle. You get that ugly side of Los Angeles, and it looks like they filmed in parts where it would deem to be too risky to film. I don't know all the layouts of where they filmed in Los Angeles, but you see it, you experience the grittiness. It kind of feels like Angel's Egg a bit, where you're kind of in this wasted land of hopelessness and despair, and you're following a guy who's pretty much looking to do the right thing, but that's the only comparison I'll compare it to Angel's Egg. Um, but you're with the character Jacob King, who you've come to really, really root for in this film. This is Black Panther before he became Black Panther. The movie came out in 2017, where it's like a modernized, well, a realistic version of Black Panther. And what I really liked about with Chadwick Boseman's character and the way that they have his character, they played his character kind of much of a mystery. They reveal more things about his character as the movie plays out, and when the film ends and when he prevails in his revenge quest, it reveals with his character that he's a cop. He was a cop from Africa who decided, once he found out that his sister was in some deep trouble, he took it upon himself to travel to Los Angeles and possibly commit some retaliation acts, I would say, in this film to to deliver justice for his sister. Um, I think the actress name is to Miss Palmer, Tisa Palmer, and I forgot what movies I've seen her in. I think she might have been part of some sci-fi dystopian franchise. I think she's been in some horror films. She's really good in here. She plays a struggling mother who pretty much needs to do whatever she has um, to make ends meet, to basically survive. And you see that from her lifestyle. You see that from her. You see that from almost every corner you roam around in this film in Los Angeles. Luke Evans plays a dentist who has ties to the criminal underworld, and you see his character kind of like pretty much like he holds leverage to a lot of people. Like he distinguishes from the wealthy class to the poor class. Alfred Molina plays a movie producer who has some crooked ties where they're trying to cover up some of his actions that related um, to Jacob King's sister, and they reveal some twisted and some very dark things in here. Where basically to its core, it's prostitution, and the more you learn about the bigger criminal ring that's happening, you become very disgusted and very it, it's very shocking. It's very shocking when Chadwick Boseman's character, when you discover more about these villains, the antagonists, you want them gone. I mean, you want them gone. You want them, even though you witness some, I would say, some humanity, some things that some of these guys desperately trying to cover up. You want them gone. Doesn't matter. You want them gone. Um, it was very interesting that with Chadwick Boseman's character, that his trademark use, his trademark weapon is a bike chain, and he uses it to beat up people. There's the actor who played, I think, Malfoy in Harry Potter. He's in here. He only has like a scene or two in, and there's a moment in here where Chadwick Boseman suspects that he has something to do with his sister. He beats the mess out of him with that bike chain. And there's a good scene in here where he takes down a few gang members, where he takes them down with that bike chain, slaps them, uses it as a belt, punches them, chokes them, toss them around with it. It gets very, very intriguing with the way that they use that weapon. And there's quite a few clever scenes in here. I actually like how this film was more of a mystery action thriller, and you don't normally get these anymore. That you don't normally see action films where it kind of sets itself as a mystery film. Like the last movie I could remember doing it was Sicario. I miss that storytelling for action movies where it reveals more as it goes along. It's like a mystery, like a mystery film. Like these characters are literally investigating things. Um, Everybody's phenomenal. This is, I think this is one of his most underrated performances he's done. Um, and probably one of my favorite Netflix original movies here. Because the movie wraps up not necessarily a happy ending. I mean, it ends where his character does succeed in getting revenge, but then his character is still haunted with some decisions he's made to where he feels like he could have had the opportunity to save his sister, and it leaves with a haunting ending a bit, I think, for me. But I like what the filmmakers were able to do. I think this is one of the better Netflix films that you need to check out. The movie's, I think it was 2017, so almost 6 years ago. I think 5, 6 years ago, 18, 19, 20, 5 years ago. It's a pretty good Netflix film. Next, if we're looking for a good thriller, this is one I highly recommend. Message from the King. Have you seen it? Comment below. Let me know what you thought about it, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.